In March of this year, the government published its Defined Benefit Whitepaper, which set out a series of proposals aimed at reforming the defined benefit system in the UK. This followed on from a Green Paper that it published in 2017, which assessed the challenges facing the DB system now and in the future. The DB Whitepaper makes a number of proposals in three main areas. The first is on greater powers for the pensions regulator. The second is on clarifying the rules and some of the guidance around scheme funding and governance. And the third is on options for consolidation of schemes. If we take each of these in turn, on TPR powers, the government makes recommendations in a couple of areas. The first is to give TPR the power to fine company directors that are shown to have been grossly negligent in a way that has damaged the pension scheme attached to their company. The second is to give TPR greater powers when it comes to information gathering in particular cases. On scheme funding and governance, the government made a number of recommendations. So on scheme funding, the government proposed new requirements around how the level of prudence in terms of scheme valuations is defined, as well as what constitutes an appropriate recovery plan timeline. And then on scheme governance, the government suggested that DB chairs be required to fill out a DB chair's statement to make them more accountable in a way that the chairs of DC schemes currently are. The DB Whitepaper also devotes a chapter to scheme consolidation. It states that consolidation can carry a number of benefits for scheme members, and it's keen to make it easier for this to happen. To this end, it makes a number of proposals around trying to create a broader authorisation framework for consolidated vehicles, such as a possible super fund, but also for DB master trusts. 2018 and 2019 will see a series of further consultations to follow up on some of the DB Whitepaper proposals. We know that the regulator has already started consulting informally with the industry to think a bit more about how it shapes the requirements around scheme funding, but we're expecting the consultation on the authorisation regime for consolidated vehicles out much later this year. The PLSA will continue to actively engage with its members over the coming months in order to inform our response to the DB Whitepaper and really to the DB Whitepaper follow-on consultations that I've just mentioned. We're also going to be holding a session with the regulator and a series of other DB experts on the future of the DB system. So members are more than welcome to join us and feed in their views, not just on the DB Whitepaper, but also on such issues as CDC, and really help us shape the debate going forward.